And good evening. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with me, Odie Barrett, director. Half of Odie's with us anyway.
Half of me's there.
Yeah, you can slide on over
Look
this
at
way
that.
a
Here,
little
we
bit.
get a little closer. We'll be all right.
We've got a very serious weather situation ahead of us tonight, Odie, and you know that as well as I do. And
Yeah.
it's going to be just downright cold.
It's going to be scary. And this is a dangerous situation for everybody. And this, with a storm that comes through and a tornado, we can prepare a little bit for that. And it's once it comes and leaves our area, it's gone. But this is something that's going to stick around with us for a few days.
Oh, it is. And speaking of knowing what's going to happen, we've got one of the best with us, one of the best meteorologists that is in the area. Let's go and find Storm and Norman. Norman, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. How you doing, Scotty Ray?
I am doing good, and so good to hear from you. And we'd like to know what Norman is thinking is coming with this storm.
Well, the last 2 or 3 weeks, everybody's been saying, hey, we want a cold Christmas. Well, they're going to get their wish because it's going to get cold.
And do you see Philadelphia, before we get started, the Philadelphia area being kind of the line of it being maybe a little worse north of there and better south?
Yeah, as far as I guess we can talk about the wintry precip tonight. Anything that's as far as north of the Highway 82 corridor, all the way up toward Memphis, if you're driving, you probably need to be careful, especially on bridges and overpasses. But other than that, the road should be fine, especially in central Mississippi. We're not going to have a lot of precip in front of the front or behind it. And so anything that falls is going to be very light.
Yeah, we've got radar up on the screen now. We're showing light rain in most of the area now, but we go up to this Memphis area here. Let's go up and take a look at this. We're showing right now up in Olive Branch in that area there snow.
Yeah. They get up to like maybe an inch up in that area. Far fringes of North Mississippi is where any accumulation, if it's going to occur, it's going to occur up there. Further south, especially along the highway I-20 corridor, we really don't have to worry about wintry precip. Might see a light freezing drizzle, maybe a snow flurry or two before 10 o'clock or so, but we're not expecting. That's not the main event. That's just a warm up.
All right, let's talk about what we do see on radar right now. We saw all this green that's coming down just north of DeKalb. That'd probably be out by Cypress Mills there. I see a pretty good rain shower. What's going to happen? We're sitting at 53. There's no way for all these roads to dry up, I wouldn't think, unless this wind does it before this drops from 53 to 12. What is your thoughts on this?
Yeah, like I said, the National Weather Service has been pretty consistent that we shouldn't have any problems along in central Mississippi as far as roads go. Like I said, you can always take it easy if you're out late tonight. Just be careful because the roads, will be wet. Like I said, that wind is going to be gusting 30 or 40 miles an hour. It's going to dry it out pretty quick. And there's just not going to be a lot falling when it gets to 32 degrees.
All right. Well, that makes more sense there. So the wind will drive what we've got here.
It should will, yes. That's not going to be a problem. The problem is going to be the negative wind chills that we're going to have coming in here tomorrow morning and through most of the day. Tomorrow will be my second coldest day in Mississippi, and I've lived here 53 years. It will only rival 1983 Christmas Eve. The high was 19. They're saying high 24 tomorrow if it makes it there.
Whew, that's cold. That's bone-chilling cold.
And that's not counting the wind chill tomorrow because the wind's going to be blowing about 20, 25 all day.
Now, what I'm looking at, we'll pull up some statistics in a little bit, but what I've been seeing is roughly a -1 to -4 for the Meridian area, maybe a little bit colder northward.
Yes, with the wind chill, yeah, especially from about 3 o'clock in the morning to about lunchtime tomorrow. It's really going to be the worst wind chill. But it's going to last all the way through the weekend. We're not going to go above freezing until about noon Christmas Day.
Right. Well, that is going to be very, very cold.
And I'm afraid some people are going to have a bad afternoon when we do go above freezing because if there any pipes going to burst, it's going to be that afternoon.
So, and you're predicting that to be tomorrow afternoon when the pipes start?
No, that'll be Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday afternoon, Christmas Day. Yeah.
Oh, Christmas Day, we definitely don't need that.
Yeah, whenever it warms up. above freezing.
Whew, so we've got a few bad days ahead of us is what we're looking at. So that's because Sunday's a long way off from now.
Yes, that's going. We're looking at below freezing temperatures for several days. Back to the ice storm, we were below freezing for several days, but it wasn't as low as it's going to get this time around. It was in the mid 20s for like 3 or 4 days straight. We're going to be way below that for 3 days straight.
Now, in the viewing area of what we've got here on the map, what would you say is going to be the coldest that we've got in the immediate area? And what I mean is from like the Louisville area all the way down towards Jones County. Who is going to get the worst of this?
Yeah, it looks like the Louisville area. That's where up toward Louisville, that area, you're looking at probably -10 wind chill in the morning and most tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's a very serious one.
That's cold.
Yeah, that's cold. I don't know about Jackson National Weather Service, but Birmingham, this is the first time in the history that they've issued wind chill warnings.
Now,
in the history of weather forecast, it goes back to 1895, I believe.
Yep.
Somewhere around in there.
This,
Yeah.
This is the first time that Birmingham has issued wind chill warnings.
Well, that should tell you something. And, with that means your livestock. We'll talk about all that in a little bit. It's about livestock and your pets and things that they can't handle this.
Yeah, you have to bring the pets in.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else that you can think of, Norman, that we should be aware of? We're going to be what? Yeah, 70 degrees, 75 when the new year comes in?
It probably will. Looks like it's going to warm up. It looks like it's going to rain around New Year's next weekend. It looks like it's going to be cold and this weekend and rainy the New Year's weekend, looks like. But we should be above freezing. There's no winter storm and no ice or snow in the forecast or that I can see in the next 10 days or so.
Well, that's good news there. Right,
so it's just going to be cold.
Well, Norman, thank you for stopping by and talking with us. We do appreciate that.
Thank you, Scotty Ray.
Sure thing. Take care of yourself. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to y'all.
Again, Storm and Norman joining us there as we talk about what's going on with this weather. Very serious. I don't care how you slice it. And as he pointed out, what we have here is very serious wind chills. I did not know that Birmingham had never issued that.
That's news to me. And, to all of a sudden have to issue these warnings, that is saying that we are going to have a very serious, hard freeze. I was going on here and looking at a couple of questions. And one of them was, do I leave my cold water running or do I leave my warm water? And we want to make sure leave your cold water. We don't want hot water running up through the house. Your hot water freezes faster. So just leave your cold water. Cold water is what enters the home. And that's what you want to keep circulating. Your warm water is going throughout your house, and it should already be insulated. Cold water.
Most people probably did not know that. There's a lot of people. I'm not going to say most, but I was going to say a lot. Just never thought of that.
Yeah, you don't. So cold water.
Now, the next question that we're going to be asked is, what about the power? Is it going to go out? Is it blinking? Let's talk to the professionals that know this. EMEPA joins us. Julie, how are you this evening?
Hi, Scotty Ray. I'm doing well right now. How are you guys?
Doing
great. Now, are y'all preparing for power outages? Do you think the wind being this is going to cause a problem? What have y'all's meetings been? What is your main concern?
Well, when it comes to windstorms, the main concern is ice on the lines, because the weight of the ice can bring lines down. We get a little bit of snow, it won't be too bad, but ice could be hard on our system. But we have guys on call, we have dispatchers on duty throughout the holiday season ready to respond.
So, and again, the number to call if you have a problem, or you can go online as well, can't you?
That's right. You can use our mobile app, or you can go online at emepa.com, and you can report outages, view our outage map there, or you can call us at 601-581-8600.
Now, as we were sitting there talking to Norman, one of his main concerns was the wind chill with the wind blowing and all. And, of course, that can snap power line trees, and it hit power lines as well. But I think it's going to be, if I listen to Norman, the ice will be just a little bit north of us, hopefully, is what it sounds.
It should be out of our area. Should be north of us. Shouldn't be giving us too much of a problem.
That's good news. without a doubt.
That's right. EMEPA actually serves all the way up into Winston County, so we're looking at the Louisville area, and all of Winston County as well. So we're ready and prepared.
Yeah, that is going to be an area that, and we'll be here through this, and we appreciate you taking a few minutes to drop by and talk with us. And as we look at this, you can go here to their Facebook page. Let me pull this up where everybody can see this, Julie. It's simple. You go here and just click EMEPA. Let's click that. Easy to operate. This is probably one of the easiest systems that y'all ever had.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we try to make it as accessible for our members to be able to see what's going on and stay up to date with outages in their area.
And you just click these links, and it takes you right to everything that you'll need there. Julie, we want to say thank you for taking a few minutes out and talking with us on this.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And we're here through the holidays as our members need us. If the power goes out, we're ready to respond.
All right. Well, thank you, girl. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Scotty Ray.
Bye-bye.
Again, that's Julie with EMEPA as we talk to her, and it does, from everything that we see, look like it's going to be a little bit north of us. Y'all have no idea the trouble we went through getting these in.
I don't know how to put them things. Those are some fancy. I'm used to either the ear muffs or just the ones that just stick up in there, but those are fancy ones right there. I'm gonna have to go through some training classes.
We call those the Danny Lanier ones that
That
go
one.
behind Brother Danny hides those.
That's right.
He's
You
real
can't
good
tell
at that.
He's got them on.
What we want to talk about, though, is there's a lot going on with this. Let's pull this up and look at a few temperatures that we know from around the state and take a look. By all means, as we hinted on this a moment ago, elderly, you want to check on them about these space heaters. You don't want them too close to a chair, too close to a curtain.
Right.
The volunteer fire departments would have to come out. We don't want anybody injured.
No, we don't need this. This is the easy way to keep up with it is remember your 3 P's, people, pets, and pipes. So we want to make sure that we keep our pets safe. If we're cold, our pets are cold.
Right.
So your livestock, I'd say just about all of your livestock's going to have a barn to get in that's out of the wind. A lot of dogs may have a dog house. May not be real adequate, but if you have a dog, this is the time to bring your dog in, lock it in the laundry room or do something, but bring your dogs in. Bring them to your mother-in-law's house, but they really need to be inside during this hard freeze.
Let's look at some of these temperatures, y'all. Let's pull this up and take a look. Now, this is Meridian, what we're expecting tomorrow, 12 degrees. Even as far south as Laurel and Hattiesburg, we're looking at 17. Let's go right here to Philadelphia. Eric Clark, y'all hearing us up there? 9 degrees when y'all wake up in Philadelphia A tomorrow. Now, as we go right on up this little road here and we go up 15 and we make it into Louisville, where we're really expecting, if you're watching us from Louisville tonight, make sure you got your generators ready to go. 8 degrees Columbus, 5 in Eupora. Now,
that hurts.
I'm not cut out for that.
No, we're not. We live in Mississippi. We're supposed to have a winter, but single digits are just not what we live with year to year, and so that's another reason it's dangerous. We're not used to this type of weather.
Now, as we look at Alabama tomorrow, now there's a lot of you that watch us from the Alabama side. What's the temperature going to be? Demopolis. Now, you imagine on the river at Demopolis, Alabama. You're standing there. This tells me that it's going to be 26 degrees there. You put wind with that off of that river, Odie?
That's the wind that will cut through you. And like Norman said, 15 to 20 miles an hour consistency.
Yeah.
That's wind that is going to consistency run at 20 miles an hour. Gust up to 40. So you're not going to just get a light blow of wind every now and then. This is going to be a steady wind all day long. Very, very cold. And that's why you see this next one of wind chills down to a -10.
Look at this.
That is something that is very dangerous. You're talking 30 minutes outside, frostbite, hypothermia. Very dangerous to be outside in this. Definitely wear a scarf, not just for your neck, but
Ears.
to cover your mouth, your ears. You don't want to inhale this type of cold air into your lungs.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, you want to protect not just the outside of your body, but the inside of your body as well.
You dated a
So-
doctor one time, didn't you?
Slept at a Holiday Inn.
There you go. Now we know the secret to everything.
That's
But
right.
Odie, as we look at this, now this is going to cut right over here, right across, right along that line where the Neshoba County Fairgrounds are. It goes right through the heart of Philadelphia, northward here, taking in the just west of Sugarlock and taking in Macon, Mississippi, and northward. If you're going to be at Mississippi State, staying this weekend for any reason, this is bad news for people that live even north of us.
It really is, and the temperatures up north is going to be more extreme than what we've got. If you do, tomorrow's extremely cold. But now's the time. If you don't have, if you've got kids in the house, you need some coloring books, you need crossword puzzles, you need something to keep these kids entertained, something to keep them interested in staying inside, so you're not having to argue with them and fight with them. No, you're not going outside. You've got to have plenty of stuff for them to do, because it is not safe for anybody to be outside for a long period of time.
I see a lot of people are commenting on what type of heat they have in their home. A lot of people saying they're all electric. If that is your situation, you do need to have a generator on standby to fire off. I don't know that there is if you're inside, it's better than being outside, but you would not want to stay in your home for days upon end in this type of weather for days.
With no heat. And if you were to get in that situation, bring everybody into one room. If you've got to hang sheets, right. If you've got to hang sheets in the hallways and the doorways to keep everything inside that one room, all of your body heat. But do what you've got to do, but make sure everybody is safe.
He got this knowledge from sleeping at a deer camp.
You got that right.
We've all been to a deer camp. It is frigid with no insulation. We know how that is.
Yes.
Now, as we talked about this, let's pull this up and show everybody, Odie, as we look at this, of where that line is of where there might be a snow, light, ice accumulation.
Yeah.
And yet again, we look here, as you go up through here, Noxapater. Y'all are in this now. The Indian Mound's right there, right outside of Kemper County on the line at Nanawaya.
Right there. That is, like Julie said, we would rather see snow than we would ice accumulation because of the weight. When that ice gets built up on these power lines, they tend to droop.
Yeah.
When the ice builds up on trees, the tree limbs tend to break. They land on power lines. Power lines are down. We have no power. So now we're having to look at what is our secondary means of heat. If we don't have a generator, do we have gas heat? Is that gas heating unit made for indoor as a vent-free system? So not just any propane heater will work. There's some that's meant for outdoor only, and then there's some that's meant for indoor. So make sure if you've got
the right one.
You've got the right one. Space heaters, you mentioned that. Very good for heating if used properly. No extension cords, plug directly into a wall, 3 feet minimum.
And I think that's a big problem of you want it to reach over to where the bed is, but it won't quite go. Don't extend it.
Don't push it, because if you go to some of these stores and you go buy a 6-foot extension cord, you really need to look at what those extension cords can handle. Most of them cannot handle the amperage that heater is pulling. And now you're weakening this electric wire, and that could cause a fire. And that's where a lot of these space heaters, when we do have house fires from a space heater, is most of the time is linked back to an extension cord, overloaded circuits, people wanting to hide the wire because it's a trip hazard, so they throw a rug over the top of the cord. Well, now you're trapping heat in that cord. You're stepping on that cord. You're mashing that cord together,
and it can't handle it.
And you'll sit there and cause a friction. Your wires could touch. Next thing you know, now we've got a fire. It's very hard to fight a fire on normal circumstances, but when it's extremely cold out there, it's dangerous, and it's extremely hard on the body to fight a fire when it's this cold.
I somebody had asked for the deer movement, and I did have it, and I lost my saved work a while ago, so I'll have to look that information up. I was going to do that. Let's talk about where there really is going to be some snow. Anybody ever heard of Jackson, Tennessee? Let's go due north of here, Odie. Look at this. Now, this is Memphis. Now, this is Corinth right here, Mississippi. All of this blue area right here, Iuka, Mississippi, is going to get snow. Yeah, that's one way of pronouncing it also. For folks that have never been there, that's what they would call it.
That's it.
Iuka. As you get right across that line there around the Memphis area, half an inch to an inch possibly. And the further north you go, look at this. Paris, Tennessee, 2 to 4 inches. We're just barely on the fringes of getting this. We were very, very fortunate.
Yeah, this could have dipped down into our area. And I know everybody likes snow, but there's no sense in having snow if you can't get outside and play in it.
That's right. You're no other way to put that.
Just wait till we can get outside and build a snowman.
Now, this is what we were talking about, this wind that's coming in that can snap right there and cause power line outages. That right there, the wind can do this. Winds may cause weak trees and limbs. You mix all that stuff together, and it can be a bad combination. But I wanted to share that with you. The entire area is in that.
That's right. And that's a lot of wind, 20 mile an hour constantly on you. Make sure that if you've got open areas to go up under your home, that you've got something blocking that. That will steal a lot of heat. It will cause a lot of cold air to come up from the bottom side of your home, where your pipes are at. So keep those holes covered up to where this wind does not get up under your home.
Now, your wife was asking, she was very concerned. She's an Alabama fan, and she's worried about Nick Saban. Yeah. She wanted to know how cold Nick was going to be tomorrow night, or tonight, rather. Nick's going to be sitting at 13 degrees over in Tuscaloosa tonight.
Well, he's got the money to go buy any kind of heater he wants. That's right. He is not having to worry about any kind of issues with heat. He can move farther south quick if he needs to.
Look at that. Jasper, Alabama, 10 degrees. Hamilton, Alabama, 7 degrees tonight. And again, as the closer you get to that Tennessee line there, the colder it's going to be.
Yeah.
We warn you about that. Now, let's talk about wind chills over here across the state line. Somebody had asked me the other night to include a little bit more about Alabama, and we look at this as we pull this up. Tuscaloosa is going to be -3, where we're looking at -2, -1 to 4 here in this area. We look and see Demopolis, Alabama, a -1 there tonight.
And that's close by. We have a lot of people that come here from Demopolis.
Christmas on the river every year. We enjoy it. That's a brief look at that. Let's go back to radar, and let's take another look at this, Odie, so we can see exactly what's happening on radar tonight as we look around. Now, we do have light showers still in the area. Let's pull this up. And remind me, we'll pull up what the gusts are doing here in just a moment.
Yeah.
All right, here's Meridian Honda radar. As we look at this, y'all see this? We've got showers here at Scuba, a good bit coming down there. Right across the line here in the eastern side of Noxubee County, we've got heavier showers. Now, we've got light stuff here in eastern Lauderdale County. Not much going on in Clark County, just a little bit of a blob there. A little bit going on near Bay Springs. But let's go north here of this area that we're going to be watching constantly. All of this been going through the Macon, the Louisville area. And as you get just above this at Stark, Vegas, as we look at that, they've got a wind chill warning, wind chill advisory, and hard freeze warning there.
Yeah, and a lot of moisture still coming in. There's some rain behind it. We were kind of scared of the timing of the rain that was going to come into our area. Of course, we're not supposed to get down really below freezing until 11 o'clock tonight or so. So hopefully all the rain will be past us, out of our way. Our roads dry up. We'll be safe. We're going to have some ice somewhere on some roads that are hardly traveled.
Bridges.
So bridges could ice over. So continue to use caution if you have to be out on your morning trip in the morning. Just use caution while you're going down the road. If you got to cross a bridge, just be careful.
We've got Joy watching us from the Carthage area. We got Peggy joining us from Sugarlock, all the way from Ocean Springs. Brother Carl Merchant, how are you doing there? Lynchburg, Virginia, some of the finest whiskey you'll ever find made there in that town.
That'll warm you up.
Yeah, James joining us there. Sugarlock. We've got folks from all over as we look at this.
We've got somebody from Burr.
That is a popular town. It's a tourist attraction, and I hope y'all will go by there and enjoy them.
That's right.
Let's look at this here. We go here and we see that we have a wind chill advisory for Meridian and also a hard freeze warning tonight for this immediate area.
For us, that's right.
Now, as we look at this, we stress back on this pets thing. We can't urge you enough to realize that. Now, as we talk about other areas, Quitman, Mississippi joining us there. Y'all look at this as we see the storm north of us. Let's just back out and show you here. Here is this storm. Right there, coming down from Indianapolis. Evansville, Indiana, catching a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, they have got some tremendous temperatures out there. Of course, when you live that far north, Walmart carries winter gear that's made for that.
Yeah,
our
it's a little
Walmart
different.
doesn't. You know, we don't carry gear that is capable of 10 degrees below zero. Because we just don't see this kind of weather down here. So bundle. We need to wear layers. We need to make sure that So
little background noise for us tonight. That'll go away in just a moment.
well, I gotten so used to carrying my radio with me, and then I stick it over there so it doesn't get in the way, and now I've left the volume up.
Whoops.
So y'all excuse me. I apologize.
We got Linda joining us there from North Alabama as well. We've got Scott Mountain, Alabama joining us there. A beautiful place there. Winston County, we had somebody bring that question mark. We've been touching on Winston County of that being one of the more severe areas. I hate to even word it this way, but if you're watching us from Winston County, the odds of your power blinking and going out are a lot higher than they are
Right here.
Yeah, in the Meridian area.
We think we're going to be, we're okay. I will say that between EMEPA and Mississippi Power, both of those organizations we work hand in hand with, and as soon as it is safe, they do get out and immediately start working on power outages and getting that fixed for everybody in the area. So we're lucky to have two different power companies that will buckle down and get the work done just as quick as they can safely.
I'm going to pull this up here. Let's just take a look here at what we've got with gust coming in tonight. Let me switch over here and turn this on, and we'll put in our gust so everybody can take a look at this on radar as we go here and we change this to wind gust. All right, over in Jackson, already gusting at 31 miles an hour. Let's zoom in and go a little bit closer here. Meridian, not quite as bad, 24 miles an hour. As we go north, let's get up here and just name a few of these towns that we do know. That we can see here. Philadelphia sitting already 32. At 32, Odie.
Yeah. That's Carthage that's a lot of wind bringing in a lot of cold temperatures.
And then right here, this has been the focus of a lot of our talks tonight. We're looking at 34-mile-an-hour gust right now up here in this northern part in the Louisville areas. You get to Noxapater, not that far from here. Philadelphia, as y'all prepare for everything, 33. Out by the casinos, you're sitting at 31, 32 there on Highway 16. As we go back across, let's go over and look at our friends in Macon. We start in DeKalb at 29 miles an hour. And we'll let Odie drive the car up here up Highway 39, and we get to Sugarlock, Mississippi. Y'all are a little bit cooler.
They're a little bit, better.
Macon, 26 is what we're looking at. Now, let's just look across here at our friends in Alabama. We've got 20 in Livingston over at the river right now, 18 miles an hour at Demopolis. And as you go down, it gets a little bit better. Our friends at Newton, 31. Morton, you're looking at 32. And the further that you go back west, so let's look at, you see that line right there.
I tell you, that's bringing a lot of wind in. We're getting a lot of wind coming off of the Gulf Coast, but it's cold down there. So I can't even go to the beach house this weekend and get warm. It's going to be cold down there as it is up here this weekend, but these winds are what's going to continue to hurt us just as bad as the actual temperatures themselves.
Now, I want to touch on this, and you tell me if you know if it's too late. Earlier this afternoon, y'all put up a warming center in the Meridian area for
Yes.
people to come to. Do they, if you were to show up right now, are the doors locked? Can you knock on? Can you get in if you needed a place to get out? Is it too late? Is it a cutoff on that?
They're going to cut that off at 8 o'clock. You can go knock on the door and somebody could let you in right now. At 8 o'clock, they're going to stop letting people
sealed.
in. It's going to be sealed then, but you call 911, they'll get Meridian Police. Meridian Police will come and let you in.
They wouldn't
But for,
leave you out.
Right. Nobody's going to be left out in the cold, but for safety reasons, they are going to lock the doors.
And I get that.
It really is, for the safety of the people who are down there, working to make sure that everybody's took care of and they have a nice place to sleep. We're going to get calls from people upset because there's people on the side of the road, there's people under the bridge, and the sad thing about this is no matter what we do, we can't make people go to a woman's shelter.
You can offer it.
We can offer it. We can do everything we can honestly do to coerce them and plead with them to get them to go to this because it is their best interest for their life to go to this. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people are where they are by choice and they don't want to go inside of a facility. And they've told us that. So we've, Fannie Mae down at Love's Kitchen, I tell you, that woman has worked tirelessly. And she has sat down and talked to probably every single one of these people because she deals with them on a daily basis. And they've told her, said, a couple of them said that they would go to a woman's shelter. Most of them said that they do not want anything to do with the woman's shelter. We're hoping that when these temperatures get down to 20 degrees, 15 degrees, they'll change their mind and say, hey, I want to come in and get warm. And that's what we're hoping will happen.
It'd make me want to break the law just to ride in the back seat of the car to keep warm.
Yeah,
I can't handle it.
I can't either. My bones hurt too. I used to like cold weather.
I had someone tell me they were going deer hunting in the morning, wanted to know if I wanted to ride, and I said, I'll take a rain check on that. Just check back with me next week.
They make cameras that hook up to the internet now. I don't have to watch something from outside. I can watch it from inside.
That's right. And I wanted to touch on that. And maybe if you're watching from another area and you know of a warming place, a church or whatever it is, that you pass that on, and we do hope that everybody makes it out of this safely. That's our biggest concern. It's heartfelt. It's a lot of godly people in our areas that want to make sure everybody's safe.
There was a lot of people, and I don't know who they are, not all of them, but there was a tremendous amount of people that came together with Fannie Mae and getting this shelter put together or this warming center put together. To make sure that there are items available, there are a place to go, there's gloves, there's blankets, there's everything you can think of, jackets, all of it. And she has worked so hard getting all these different places to come together. And it just shows how our community can come together and help out in a time of need.
Okay, I'm going to put you on a spot, and I apologize for I asked this, because I don't know that you know the answer to this because it's not your agency, and I'm hoping just maybe you heard something through the grapevine through this. I know that word came out in Lauderdale County that there was a problem at the animal shelter with the heaters, and they were broken, and they were at one point asking people to bring blankets for the puppies and the kitties. Do we know if that heat was ever fixed or how that turned out? I never heard how that turned out. Did you hear anything?
I haven't heard anything on that. Normally, if something like that comes up, they could come through my office and we'd be able to reach out to other agencies and get help in that. So I'm not real sure on any of that because I haven't heard one way or another. But talking about the animals, I want to give a big shout out to Megan and Ryan from Bailey Fire Department. They came together, and I asked her last night, I said, so how did the hay drive go? and she said we gave out, I forgot how many bags it was, but it was over three of those huge hay round bales full
That
of
was
hay,
used. It's
to give out
fantastic.
to people. So people were going to get hay to take home and give to their animals to make sure that they could bury into a place to stay warm. So thank you to Bailey Fire Department and Megan and Ryan for making that happen. And thank you for everybody that took part in going out there. Because if we don't do that and we don't go out and take this hay for our animals, they may not do this next time. And that's when we would need some hay next time. So
Right.
if somebody's offering some help like that, try to take it if you need
Yeah.
it. If you don't need it, then don't take it. But that was very good and generous of them to do that.
Chet Parker offered me a fishing trip if I would bait his hook instead. Can you imagine trying to
We're going to Cozumel.
somewhere way far away? But
That's
again,
right.
lots of people checking in. What's the temp in Bailey? Let's go back here to the screen here. We'll just pull this up here of current temperatures. Let's see, radar, clouds, wind speed, temperature up here. Let's go back and pull this up and look at what we've got right now. As we pull this up, here's Columbus. Let's go down to the Bailey area and take a look here. Here's Sugar Lot, DeKalb. We're getting close.
We're getting there. There's Meridian.
We're right out in here somewhere. Oh,
About 52.
52. Yeah, it sure is. That would put us right there. Here's Highway 493. Takes us right into that. Marion sitting at 52 as well. Tumsuba. Not much change so far on this temperature.
So yeah.
Midnight's going to be the time, isn't it?
Between 11 and midnight. Yesterday, don't know the times, but up in Colorado, they had a temperature drop of 30. I think it was 32 degrees in 9 minutes. That temperature dropped.
Let's look at the state here, what we've got here as we were looking at this. It's easier to glance at this. We look at Keyfield, Meridian at 53, NAS is 53. Now, here's where we start seeing a little bit different here. As we go to Starkville, 48 degrees already. That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
We go northward on into the northern portion, 30. Is that 36? Is that what that says? Yeah.
36.
Tupelo, Mississippi. Now, as we get back over here to the northwest, as we get close to Memphis, we're already looking at 25 degrees, 18 degrees there with the snow falling.
Already.
And so this is pushing toward our way. It won't be long.
It won't be long. It's on its way. It will be here. And when we go to sleep tonight, it's not going to feel like 12 degrees, but when we wake up, it's going to be bone chilling.
Now, I had someone ask just a moment ago about the line up here when you get into the Sugarlock area toward Macon area. There's a chance that y'all are going to get some flurries and possibly a tad bit of a little bit of accumulation. It gets not so bad there. You go another 30, 40 miles due north after you go through Brooksville. Things change as you go toward Starkville and Columbus. Keep that in mind tonight.
You're going to get that icy, snowy mix.
I think Dylan Ray made it in a while ago from Stark Vegas.
So he decided to come down where it's going to be warmer.
That was the plan. I do hope he made it. I hadn't had a chance to talk to him yet.
Hadn't had to make sure he's here yet.
Yeah, Lynn Swain joining us there from Linville tonight. What a beautiful town. That sort of gives everybody an idea of what we've got coming up for tonight. It's going to be bitterly cold. We can't say enough thank yous for each one of y'all joining us, and as well as all the officials from Storm and Norman to EMEPA, the people that work behind the scenes. Now, we're also going to be working, should something happen, we'll work with the Sheriff's Department to let you know how roads are. If there's anything that's of concern, we'll let you know. Billy Solly standing by, Eric Clark. As we go to Kemper County, we'll be checking in with James Moore and Jody to our west. And, of course, down to the south there, we'll be checking in with Clark County and all the fine folks. Barry, letting us know what goes on there.
I do want to touch. Here's been a few people that's asked this, why we shouldn't drip the hot water.
Okay.
And so now this isn't something that it either yes or no, but for the most part, every bit of the water that comes from your service inside your home, whether you live in a home or a trailer, is cold water. Once that water comes into your home, it is piped out to your sinks, to your other faucets, and then to your water heater. Then from your water heater, you have your piped hot water.
Gotcha.
So that hot water is already inside, should be, if you're in a double wide, it's going to already be inside its insulation.
Right.
You're not having any exposed water lines coming from the ground to where your water enters your home. So all of your hot water should already be insulated and safe. It's just the water coming into your home. And you want to make sure that that water is what's continuously not running, but drip, having some type of movement. Personally, I would not leave my hot water running. I don't want hot water in all of the lines. Hot water will freeze faster than cold water. Once you cut your hot water off after your showers tonight, all the water that's in there is going to be cool, but it should be wrapped up. The water coming into your home is what you're circulating by dripping. But if I was going to want to circulate my hot water as well, me personally, I would cut my water heater off and circulate both, so you're not sitting there running your water heater all night long, because you keep adding cold water to your tank, and it's just going to continue to run, and that's not good for your water heater. It's not good for the elements, and it's not good to have a water heater constantly run all night long.
See, this is what a summer job at Barber & Sons will get you. Knowledge that will stay with you for the rest of your life.
There you go.
It is one of those things that you pick up.
Yeah. You deal with these pipes enough.
And as we think back quickly, as we're talking about weather, I don't want to get off weather too much, but you watch the show like Dirty Jobs. Those guys that they had on there is nothing at all with having a trade. Everybody that man had on that show was nearly a millionaire. They had their own companies. Yeah. They worked hard. There ain't nothing wrong with getting down in a mud hole. I want y'all to know that and keep that in mind.
You got that right.
Now, I had several questions about Fulton, Mississippi a moment ago. Let me show you this on the map. Fulton, Mississippi is a whole different ballgame as we go to North Mississippi. If you're watching me from Fulton, Mississippi, that is right up here. As we'll look at Fulton, Mississippi, you have a wind chill warning and a winter weather advisory. Now, that's a game changer in between here and there. There's going to be a little bit in the Tupelo area, as we showed that map a while ago, that could have a little bit of accumulation tonight. Yeah. Power loss probably going to happen there in the Tupelo area and in the Fulton. So be extremely careful there. I also had something else that I was going to show, and I'm at a loss for words of what it was. Aha. This is what I wanted to discuss. I pulled up some different temperatures, and as we talk about these lows tonight. Now, as we look at tonight in Meridian, we're going to have that 40% chance of rain. It'll be ending. There is a chance of a flur. I didn't say with an IE or an S or nothing, just a on the end of just a flur, one of them. We got a low around about 12. As we look at this, wind chills could reach -4 tonight by daylight. After daylight, we're going to jump into -6. Let's go up to Philadelphia and Pearl River Resort areas. We look at that tonight. They're going to have 8 below. I mean, this is like Alaska to us.
Yes.
It will be worse after daylight begins. But a -8 Philadelphia, y'all be ready. Long handles ain't going to cut it.
That's right. You need multiple layers of long handles.
Yes. Louisville, Mississippi, as we go there. We go another degree. Louisville, 9. A -9 below tonight.
With winds,
yes,
15 to 20 mile an hour, constant.
And then gust on that.
Yeah.
Sustained winds. It's just on and on of just, I don't want to say horrible, but it's rough for us. It's bad. We're just not used to it.
No, we're not designed for that down here.
And I do not know the answer to the garbage question. I did not have a chance to examine it. Do you know anything about garbage?
No, I'm not sure. That's something we do need to find out. I'm sure you can go on Facebook and go to Lauderdale County Trash Enforcement and see if they've got it.
I didn't even know that was a site. Lauderdale County, what was that?
Let me see if I can pull that up.
Trash enforcement, is that what you call them?
Yep, it's not trash enforcement. It's a
See,
better
this is
term
live.
than that.
Yeah, garbage maybe. And there's probably a fancy word for it that I'm not aware of.
Well, that's what it is, and I don't know too many fancy words. People tell me all the time, I like hearing you talk. Well,
You know, at one time in America, we had folks called janitors.
no,
They are no longer janitor.
not at all. All right, let's see. We're going to get there.
As he is looking at that, and we had another question here about water that we're going to ask Plumber Odie in just a moment. And we'll have to do a segment on Ask the Professional a couple times and have some more people.
Yeah, we'll have to get them in here.
Yes, sirree. Their question to you as you're looking this up, if you're in your home, should you run water in each room of your house, your bathroom, your kitchen, and your sink areas, in all three of them? You should, shouldn't you, Odie?
You know, I should, or I don't know if that is something that is completely recommended. I do. My tub, my sinks in each bathroom are on. I've got one bathroom that I don't use an awful lot. So I've got little lamps that I keep in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I keep them on. So the light bulbs, that's the only ones I use an incandescent light bulb in. I put that in under the sink with the light bulb on, but I do let those drip. So I run every one of mine just to make sure that I'm constantly getting flow through all of them.
Where are all those J's when we have garbage questions?
Yeah.
They should know this on top of their head.
So let me get back.
Yeah,
Amy
Odie's
gets
trying
on
to
me
find
all
that.
the time. You can't do more than one thing at
Well,
a time.
I'm the same way. If you'll notice, every time there's a misspelled word, I pulled over on the side of the road, and I thought it looked good there when I done it off my phone. And then I get a phone call, said, "Did you notice what you just typed?" Nope.
Solid waste enforcement. That's what it is.
Wow.
All right, so let's go
Solid.
Lauderdale County solid waste enforcement
Okay.
and see if they've got on here. I know the county will close tomorrow. My office will be in for a little while. We're going to be up looking at some roads and all.
Here's the page. Let's throw this up on the big screen here, and maybe it'll be a little bit easier to read here. Nice picture they put there as their profile picture. I thought maybe I should change mine to
Yeah,
that.
it's that one.
Bait? No, it really doesn't say
No, it doesn't.
anything. It is basically showing where you shouldn't throw trash in Lauderdale County.
So I guess it's going to continue with. They haven't said anything otherwise, so I would guess that it's going to continue with this normal route
Until we know otherwise.
until we know otherwise. Yeah, and Jonas is somebody put that down there. Joyce wrote that in, and
I'll check Road and Bridge here just to be double to see if they shared something. We'll pull this up here as we look at this. Nope, we still got a bridge out in the same place.
still got a bridge out.
So we'll post that if we can find out that information for you there.
I'll make a couple of phone calls and see if we can't get some information to you, and see if we get that out to the public so they'll know regular trash days, or if that's going to push it back a day, or how they're going to do that. Normally, if it's on a holiday, like mine is a Monday, so if Monday fall on a regular day, it would push it back. Mine would be Tuesday. Tuesday people would be Wednesday. Wednesday people would be Thursday. I think is the way they did it. So
And how they ever catch up, we don't know.
I guess that one day off is
It's bad.
work day too. So
With most folks, when you get that extra day off, it means that next day that you come back is you can't see straight. We all know
that's
that.
right. That's how that works.
Is there anything that we've missed that we needed to pass along? Of we think all roads are going to be safe in our areas, what we're assuming now, but
That's
we
what
will
we're
check
assuming.
with the high sheriff if that changes.
Yeah, we'll get out. Of course, they're going to be out and about anyway, but we'll get out in our office and kind of make sure that the roads are safe and hope that everything's safe to travel with. Check on neighbors. Check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure that they're took care of, that they've
Right.
got some heat, and make sure that they've got some warm food. But if we do lose power, be prepared for it. So we want to make sure that we've got Oh, I just got an update.
Update.
All right, ADSI will be working if bridges are not iced over. So that's a good thing. So we do know that now.
Yeah.
So as long as the bridges are not iced over, they will be out working.
Let's take one last look before we go as we talk about people that are without power. We already have Mississippians now without power right now. As we look at this, there are 8,600 people in the state of Mississippi sitting in the dark now. As we go back over here and hit the right correct button for you to see this. As we pull up the state, and it's mainly here in the northern portion here, these counties here, 1,200 people in Lafayette County. Here in Pontotoc County, we're looking at 300 people, 143 there, 500 people there, and it just kind of varies. You know, in our area, we're all good. There's nobody without power in those areas. Thank goodness.
That's a good thing. But, you know, be prepared that we always be prepared for the worst and hope for the best and pray we get something in the middle. But have non-perishable food, some cans with a manual can opener. Have water available to drink, but make sure that you've got your secondary heat, food and water, medications. Make sure that you've got all your medications where you can easily get to it. But just like regular storms, it's something that you want to have an emergency plan for and be able to activate that plan. And it should be part of your normal routine is to have that plan ready.
What did Denise tell us a while ago that Jack, Jim, and Jose were coming over a little bit later?
Yeah, they were going. That was the heat. So
yes, it was. They were bringing heat to the house there. And as always, I know that my neighbors always make a big little happy for the garbage guys that pick that up. Let me tell you something. It's rough being on the back of a garbage truck during rain, sleet, and snow. It's cold back there.
There's nowhere to hide.
No, it's not. Think about those guys.
That's it. That's it. We don't have snowsuits around here. People don't go buy those, so they're not as warm as you'd think they would be.
Christy says her power is flickering. Oof. Hadn't gone out, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Again, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you. We hope that everybody's fine. You can inbox us if you've got a question. We'll do our very best to answer that. We'll be here behind the scenes, making sure we get the right information to you as needed. God bless. Yeah. And Odie, I can't thank you enough for coming in and sharing some knowledge with us.
Enjoyed it, and I thoroughly enjoyed every time you asked me to come on, and I always like to try and help the community out. Everybody will be on my prayer list tonight. And I continue to pray for God's hands on all of us as we go through whatever different storms we go through. So everybody, please stay safe.
And as we say, from our house to your house, Merry Christmas and God bless. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, starting at 6:30 and then again at 8. Thank y'all.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: